Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Rare Drug Development Symposium. This is our 9th year. It's hard to believe, but this is the 9th year of our symposium and our first one in Boston. We bring this event to you with Boston Children's Hospital, as well as the Rosamond Stone Zander Translational Research Center, and our collaborators at the Termeer Institute. So there are over 200 participants in person here. Oh, thank you. There are over 200 participants in person here, and we have over 100 people who are joining virtually. So a special welcome to those who are on the live stream. Global Genes initiated this event 9 years ago, realizing that patient advocates in rare disease were increasingly engaging in research. And this has been growing into a true movement. I was talking with some of you this morning before we started about this, before we started the sessions, that this really has been growing into a true movement in terms of patient advocates driving and kickstarting rare disease research. And so you might wonder why. Why is it different in rare disease? People care so personally. There's this inescapable urgency to transform the future for our loved ones and our communities. So this is really driving advocates to take this leading role in research and therapy development. And I think it's important to acknowledge that this is the time. Of course, there's no good time to have a rare disease. And successfully developing rare disease is a complex process, which is why we're all in this room for the next couple of days to learn. But I'm telling you that now is the time. This is the moment. There's tremendous innovation that is happening. Genetic therapy development, precision medicines, scaling small molecule development, N-of-1 therapies, and significant increases in the use of repurposed drugs. And so what I would say was previously superhuman is now still challenging, but it is possible. And I'm going to show you with a few examples. So you don't need to pay attention to the small print here, but I want to walk you through a few examples. So this is cystic fibrosis, and many of us look at this as kind of like the poster child of rare drug development. And what I want you to look at is the green bar, which is the time. So the first case reports for cystic fibrosis were reported in 1930. And it wasn't until 2019 that 95% of cystic fibrosis patients had an approved therapy. This was 90 years. And this innovation, this journey to get to these approved therapies was driven by patient advocates at a time when we didn't know what the gene was or whether there was a gene that was involved in cystic fibrosis. That didn't happen. So you can see that the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation was started in 1955, and we didn't identify the gene until 1989. So this was all of this work was driven off of the vision of these patients and patient advocates. I've now lost the clicker. Okay, I'm going to fast forward to another example, which is not STXBP1, but Angelman syndrome, I'm hoping. Oh, good. All right, Angelman syndrome. The first case reports were from 1965, and now there's tremendous innovation that's happening in the Angelman field and multiple clinical trials, and you can see that that's 60 years. And again, a huge amount of work happening because of patient advocates. 1986 being when the Angelman Syndrome Foundation was launched, and then FAST in 2008. And now I'm going to show you what things look like for my daughter's disorder. So should have introduced myself before. I'm Charlene's son, Rigby. I am the CEO of Global Genes. I am also a rare disease parent. My daughter, Juno, was diagnosed with a rare neurodevelopmental disorder called STXBP1 when she was 3 years old. And this is what our disease community looks like. The first case reports, which are in this unfortunate light gray here, were reported in 2008. And in July, one of our biopharma sponsors started the first gene therapy for STXBP1. That is 16 years, short 16 years, as compared to 90, as compared to 60. And it's, it is not a race in terms of competing against each other, but this is just how things are happening much more quickly because we are really enabled with this tremendous, tremendous innovation from a therapeutic development standpoint. And we also are enabled by, the internet, by social media, being able to identify patients around the world. So we're in this tremendous time, and that brings us back to here. So many of you in this room are going to go way faster than this. I talk to advocates where, their gene that is causative of their or their loved one's disease was just identified, in 2018, 2020, and they're already working on therapies. So this is really a very, very exciting time. And I am hoping that after this conference that you stay in touch. I want to hear about your successes and your challenges, and I believe that we can advance this community together. In fact, that's why I left industry. I believed that we could make progress across rare diseases, so we were working in parallel and not serially, and we could raise all boats. So Global Genes just completed a strategic planning process in the first half of 2025, and we conducted a large number of stakeholder interviews and did landscaping. And clearly what we saw is that there is a significant need for patient advocates to be able to lead in this time. And the exciting thing that came out of our strategic planning process is that Global Genes' vision has not changed. We believe that every patient deserves a future where the burdens of rare disease are eliminated. That said, our mission is evolving. And where we're focusing is supporting and growing the ranks of patient leaders who are driving the next generation of rare disease breakthroughs. So this means equipping rare disease advocates with tools, training, and the ability to lead, to activate communities, to advance research, and to widen the drug development pipeline. So the Rare Drug Development Symposium is an important education and network development program for us to provide to rare disease advocates and the growing ecosystem around them. So we're here for 2 packed days, and we're excited for you to be here to learn, connect, and grow in your drug development journey. Okay, a very big thanks to our sponsors. We could not hold this educational event without your support. And again, I want to thank our collaborators. The slide was earlier, Boston Children's, the Rosamund Stone Zander Translational Research Center, and Termeer Institute. Okay, we're going to do some polling questions. So you can see the QR code here, and you can also go to menti.com and use the code at the top 67962639. All right. What is the #1 reason you chose to attend RDDS this year? And I'll give you a minute or so. learning, collaboration, children, advocate, community, empowerment, connection, a lot on connection, personal connections, collaborative networking, to make a difference. Treatment, partnerships, illumination, change, cure. Wonderful. Give it another few seconds. All right, wonderful. Okay, second polling question. Y'all should be pros at this now. Can you go to that? Oh, do I have to do this? Should I have gone backwards? Okay, second question, so you can be thinking about it. What are you looking to learn at RDDS this year to bring back and apply to your community? What are you looking to learn at RDDS this year to bring back and apply to your community? Roadmap, acceleration, case studies, industry standards, drug development process, pathway to treatment, research path, road to clinical trial, milestones, hope, surrogate endpoint, the research frontier, contacts, new science, fundraising, best practices. All right, we'll give it a few more seconds here. PAG needs, biomarkers, forward motion, how to work with industry. Wonderful. Okay, question number 3. And this is the last one for the morning. What is one success you've had with your research program that you are most proud of? What is one success you've had with your research program that you are most proud of? Drug approvals, registry, partnerships, first dosing, biomarker study, quality of life metrics, publications, community excitement, stem cells, preclinical POC, network expertise, grants funded, scientific advisory board, gene identified, patient access, strong data, wonderful. FDA listening session. Wonderful. Well, thank you all for participating in that.